trouble, God, you be my shelter.
All right, all right. Good afternoon, family. It's so good to go ahead and be back on calls. Hey, Shay. Hey, Tiny. Creed is in here. Tasha's in here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I know we made a pause because we had a Portugal pause, and congratulations to those who went out there. I got so excited seeing you guys on the recap videos, seeing the photos, and not only that, having you guys having those breakthroughs. I feel like, when you go international and you go to conventions, you learn a lot more about yourself than what you launch in your business. You learn more about what you can grow and you tolerate and how you can go ahead and grow those boundaries to go ahead and make yourself a higher version of yourself. And honestly, I say that because, first time I went into one, I completely changed my mindset of who I no longer wanted to become, who I no longer wanted to uh, continue repeating stuff, and I'm so grateful that I got to see many of you guys, the breakthroughs, the stories, and everything that everyone was telling me. And this is what, makes this community so much greater. It's like, it's one of those things that I'm like, man, I'm like, we only could go ahead and continue doing this all the time. But as other than that, I hope everyone has their little coffee or their little cafecito. I actually put Tiger today. We went with the Winnie the Pooh theme. As many of you guys know, I have a collection of mugs. Okay, this is something that I have collected over the years. Because I love coffee, and sometimes I like them in this size, sometimes I like it smaller or a big mug. So you will see me drinking my coffee in random mugs here and there, but. Aside on that, someone asked me, Jess, why do you have this called Lunch and Launch? Well, I'll tell you this. During lunch, I used to go ahead and do a lot of things that were not productive. I used to go ahead and be more distracted, especially when I had my 9 to 5. I was like, oh, it's my time freedom. I could do whatever I want to. And then I will come back to work all drained out. I'm like, bro, I need to make a change. And luckily, once I started working with fire, I said, it's like, I need to do something differently. So I cut off going out for lunch and spending money. And instead, I will cook my own lunch at, it's like, and bring it to my job or bring it wherever or at home if I was working from home and just sit down and watch a skill set. And then from there, I've noticed in the first month that I shifted that, my entire business that I was growing, whether it was digital, whether it was this, whatever, my skill sets completely changed. That's how people were like, Jess, how is it that you left your 9 to 5 7 months into this? It's because of that. I utilize my lunchtime to be productive in order to learn a skill set to expand it. That's why it's called lunch and lounge, because you're launching yourself, you're launching your business, you're launching your better self, you're launching who you want to be, or you're launching your money machine. That's something we're going to be talking about today. Oh my God, thanks, Shay. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and be rocking it once I get it. I look forward to seeing you here soon. I know Wisconsin is working on a new date to be having on the new next event, and I'm looking forward to go ahead and being out there as well with you guys. So other than that, I'm gonna get started so that way we're not wasting too much time. I know time is everything, especially during lunch. So today we're going to talk about setting up your money machine when it comes to it. We already talked about how, it's like how your story leads to your authority, how it leads to your brand. We already talked about, it's like the contents, what are the things that you should do for your reels, the hooks, things that are really gravitating and getting people into it to go ahead and stay longer and engage with you. But let's talk about, and we talked about your bio, right? We talked exactly how to do your bio, but this one we're going to talk about Beacons, Notion, and the simple system. Now, many of you guys think that, it's like building a system is just creating an IG page and stuff. No, your IG page has a lot to do with it. See, here's the thing. Most people don't fail because they lack an opportunity, but they fail because they don't have a system. It's like, and that's the biggest thing, and especially online. It's like they have no system, no follow-up, no structure. Most people are able to go ahead and create leads. We call them lead generators. They're constantly bringing people over and over and over and over to calls, or they're bringing a lot of customers, but they're not converting into paid customers. They're not converting into anything. They tell you, hey, later, it's like, I'm not able to do it now, but I'll probably start in a week, or I need an extra month. Sometimes it happens that way. And then all of a sudden, because you're so busy still getting other customers to come in into your business, that you completely forgot about the person that told you, hey, I'm ready to start in a month. So this is where we're going to go ahead and make this super simple on how to go ahead and actually, how money actually happens. Okay. So it comes first, from your content. We already talked about your reels, the hooks, how everything flows. And then, it's like, and then we're going to go and talk about conversions. Then we're going to talk about how to trust, have them trust you, because that's the biggest thing, and how to go ahead and lead them to your opportunity. Tiny, I feel you, sis, because that was me. You said me. I was like, yeah, that was me.
I got no time for that, bro.
Ooh, let me
I got
make
no
sure
time for
that
that.
everyone is muted.
I got no time for that.
Someone said I don't have time for that. Yeah, we don't have time for any of that either. But okay, perfect. So I feel you, sis, because I was like in that boat. I was bringing all these people, and then I completely forgot about what I was doing. And I was like, who did I talk to? Who told me that was ready to start? And it was just mind blowing. So we're gonna start first with Beacons, and then we're gonna go into how to do your follow up. So Beacons is your online hub. Okay, this is your first impression, where people go after your content, where decisions happen. If someone clicks on your page right now and loves your bio intro, and then it goes and scrolls directly to the bottom of your page, are you keeping them, or are they literally, they're like, I'm not gonna follow them, and just keep going? The way to go ahead and not gain a follower or gain someone that wants to stay engaged with you is having an actual link on your page. You have seconds to keep them. You don't have an entire for them to go scrolling through your entire page. It all comes down to the top. Obviously, we already talked about the name that is listed on top of your name, which is your username, where it talked about your actual name, how it should be, described, how to be searchable, how to also have your lineup of what you do. But the link is something important, because that's what people click all the time. And when they click, it tells me a story about who you are. It tells me you're credible. It tells me if you're really in position to really, for me to actually engage with you. Okay. So, Beacons, okay, this is the structure of it, okay? Your page must have a clear headline, who you help, one action, one main action, and simple links, okay? It has to lead to a free guide. It has to lead to book a call, and then also joining a training. This could be one of them. That can be one of Zion's calls. That can be one of Samaya's calls. It could be the Sunday's calls, the team huddle. And then from there, then we invite them to the opportunity call. That is going to go ahead and get them. It doesn't confuse them, it guides them. It'll be like, oh, okay. So the free value that you're going to be giving is it's like, it's going to build the trust, it's going to start conversations, and it's going to give value first. People don't buy immediately, they trust first, especially in your cold market. Your warm market will buy right away, but your cold market won't buy immediately. They won't buy on the first bite. They will go ahead and they need to build the trust. They need to know if this is the bakery they want to go ahead and get their coffee and their muffins from. One slide before this one, the you must have a page. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna walk through all the steps with you guys. I'm gonna create a new Beacons page with you so you guys can do it. So that way we can slide it over. And then we'll go into the CRM so that way you know how to do Notions. Okay. So now, can we leverage the new school group? Yes, exactly. This is exactly how you guys are going to do it. That's why I'm guiding you guys, because this is actually something that's going to lead you in there. Okay. So let me go in here and go into Beacons. Okay. So once you go into beacons.ai, it's going to have you sign up, obviously create an account. Once you create an account, all right, then you're gonna be like together you're gonna build a beautiful link into for your bio page. It's gonna grow your audience and obviously make money with it as well. So it allows you to go ahead and create some type of colors, pick your favorite color. Now I'm gonna keep this for now. And then, just follow the steps, okay, and everything in here. First, let me know where to find you online. So you can go ahead and use any of these. I'm going to go ahead and click in here. I'm going to put mine. Hopefully it will let me because the other one is connected to it. Perfect. Hopefully it will, because I created a new one. I already have one, but I want to make sure that you guys already have it. So and that, yes, and this also helps you to go ahead and create UGC. Yeah, this is on the Beacons, not the app, the desktop. You want to create your page on the desktop, not on the app. Okay, so now look, it already look for my thing in here. This is mine. This is not mine. And oh yeah, this is already in here. This is the Beacons gestures. I already have that. And then make your own page. I'm not going to click this because I don't want this. This is going to be a test run, okay? So you probably only will see this. You won't see these two, okay? So then, look, I found brands and creators that want to go ahead and work with you. And yes, I'm going to let all of those be checked off, And then, so for me personally, would you recommend for me making a new IG for UGC or stick to my main page, even though it isn't specifically in my niche? Michael, does your current page already has a certain niche that you're creating? Because if not, you could go ahead and actually use both. Now, okay, there we go. Content syndicator. This is me. Yes, this is me. Okay, now create a business entrepreneurship. I love this. Look, see, focus on who realizes it already created this for me. Okay, that's the beautiful part about AI. AI already does a lot of this stuff for you. So now that's the beautiful part of it, kind of, but I know what I want to do for the most part. I have to look into your page if we have time today on this call. It's like I'll go into your Instagram and look at it and I'll let you know. If not, then we'll schedule a one-on-one. Yes, do you think I should keep my main page or start anyone? Keep your page, sis. Keep your page. Yes. They're seeing your your evolution, how you're changing everything. So, okay. So now, in here, now it's giving you different ways for you to go ahead and like create a page, right? Like a layout. I'm gonna go with this one as one of the first ones, but you can go ahead and choose any of them, what speaks to you. So I'm gonna like click this one, use this design. And beautiful. Now it already created my username with it. It's free. This is not paid. If you really want to go ahead and pay, obviously they do have a monthly in here. It's like, and then you can go ahead and create all of this with it. I'm going to skip it for now. And then now it says in here, you can create your own custom domain with it. Now, the thing with the custom domain, you do have to pay the monthly. Okay. If you don't want to pay the monthly, you can skip it and it will keep the Beacons name in front of it. All right. So you have the option. If you upgrade to pay the $10 a month, it will have your actual website. If not, you can go ahead and keep the Beacons and then you will do it. Okay, so now see, this will be your actual website name. This is a free one. Okay, you can always start there and then you can always upgrade later. All right, so now in here, the header. Okay, the header is important, right? So this want to make sure that your profile right here matches your IG headshot. Okay, do not change it, do not put any other photo. It has to go ahead and follow through all of them. Now the theme, okay, this is important. It's like, especially if you're going to create videos, intro videos and stuff, you really want to go ahead and make sure that you're following through. Do I want something to look like this one right here? See, like it's moving in the background. In my actual website, I do have something in the background, It's a reel that I created. So you can do that if you want to. If you think that is too much for you, then you can go ahead and go into something more simpler and go with that. Okay. So because sometimes some of us are extra, we're going to go with the movie in the back. Okay. So, and then you also have, other vibrant options if you want to, if you're really a big color person, if you like more cozy vibes, there's different ways that you can go ahead and create a lot of these, like actual sites for you. You can make it in more edgy, more everything. So we're going to go with the classic on this one. And now AI head the header. Okay, this is important. This is where a lot of it you need to go ahead and start tweaking and everything. All right. So it's like you can change the minimal. Do you want to go ahead and go with a different type of banner? All right. This is your header right here. This is where your name is. You can go ahead and do shapes if you want to. Let's say maybe I want this one instead, or do I want this? I actually kind of like the circle because it kind of goes with the waves in the back. You can always move it around. Your portrait, if you want your name in front of it instead, this is what is going to be looking for you at the beginning and at the top. So you can always play around with however you want it to look. It's like I'm going to go with this one at first, just for this. Now, the background, you can always upload a new video going and clicking here, and it will upload from your desktop so that you can create in there. I had, for example, previously, it's like it will open up your desktop in here. But previously, I already had a video on my previous one, or a reel. I downloaded it to my laptop and I put it in the back. You can always not have this video. You can always opt to just an image or just a solid color, or you can have AI create a background for you. You can do that. You can also search videos if you want to create it more fire with, like Fire Society. There you go. It's like, if you love horses, I love horses. It's like you can do that. You can change it however you want your video in the background. If you love cats, you can do that. You can put anything you want in the background that speaks about you. Okay, so I'm gonna go with, let's say, this right here. I really like that. I didn't like the ocean, but I like this part. Okay, it's perfect. So now we go into the colors. Do you want to keep neutral colors? Do you want them bold? Do you want them playful? Do you have a brand kit already? It's like, is your logo already? This is great if you have a business already. This can follow through with your logo based on the business if you're creating a business page for it. You can customize it if you want to. For this specific one, you could go ahead and I'm going to go with this right here. You can shuffle it too. See, I'm going to shuffle it again to see which one I like better. So obviously this looks much better. I'm going to keep that right there. You can also change your fonts. You can create something more classic, more creative. It's like more logo type, or, futuristic if you want more like this, or you can customize it and then go into all of the fonts that they have here. That's the beautiful part about this, that you can really, really dive in here and play with it. Okay, so now the block style, do you want it to go ahead and be where it is, or do you want it to be more rounded? You can go into whatever makes it more your style. It's like, please don't keep it as basic, creating more of your style so that way it speaks volume of who you are. So then, and then the page pop up, no pop up. Okay, so you can as soon as they click your page, you can go ahead and have a pop-up of your actual product that you have, like the freebie, or you can go ahead and do collect emails. This is my favorite. Okay, me, it was like, get on the list, sign up to first know about my new content. Okay, I like that better over the no pop-up. This is just a personal choice. So as soon as someone clicks on my link, guess what? It's like I'm collecting the lead already. All right. And if not, then they will just lead them to there. I don't want to just people to go ahead and go into my website and I won't get their content because, I need to follow up with them if I want to, right? So, and then, click the show share button because you want to make sure, this is also shared for others. Now that you have your page in there, now you can go and click into brand deals. Michael, this could go ahead and be great for you too. Same thing with Tiny, how you were saying it. This is your media kit. This is important. This is where you connect your social media already you have with your followers, and now you can make sure that you share this with other brands, and now they get to go ahead and see, it's like, do I want to go ahead and work with it? You can apply how, to go ahead and collect with them. Let's say you want to go with Verizon. Obviously, right now, all of this is coming to zero because it's brand new. I have not, content created anything, but at the top, at the bottom, you see all the top creators for this specific brand. You can do it for all of them. And yes, this is the where you partner with them and now they pay you. You can browse all these other brands. I'm sure there's brands here that you see that like, oh my God, I want to work with them. Yeah, I want to be able to go ahead and create a deal with them. I want to be able to be represented, be their brand ambassador. It's like me. I'm hoping I'll be a brand ambassador of this brand at one point because I feel like I'm there almost every day lately. So it's just funny. It's like, and then, it's not like that I go to go ahead and tell them what to go ahead and buy, but it tells me what to buy. It's just funny, that story. But anyway, now deals, this is where you add your affiliated products. Who do you already working with? Who you partner with? It goes into your paid status, your bonuses. It's like, are you gifting something to somebody from here? All your deals will live here. And then your tools, it's like your pricing calculator. Also, this is important because you want to make sure it's like how much you want to go on and generate. Let's say, for example, that I have my 5K, right? All right. And then what's your engagement rate? I'm gonna put 60% of my followers engage. It's like, and then, it's like now calculate the rates, it's like, so that means right here, my sweet spot is I need to go ahead and create $35 for every video. All right. No, do not use your G-Fuel in here at all. Please don't. That's you never want to go ahead and put G-Fuel link in any of the website. No. That is something until you finally talk to the person and you finally have the conversation and not you want to go ahead and have it, okay? This is not the UGC part, okay? Now, affiliated products, you could go ahead and go in there. Once you connect your IG will go ahead and be in here. Digital products, this is your freebie. This is where you get to start, okay? This is where next week I'll go over Canva 101, so that how to create a digital product and how to create a content over it, so that way you can go ahead and start promoting it. So we said, on the previous slide, let me go back in here, and we said that we wanted to have a free guide, book call, and join a training. And this is where you're pretty much going to go ahead and create that. An appointment. Perfect. Let's go. So now people always like, do I want to go ahead and actually buy, it's like sell my appointments? If you really want to go ahead and have generate your leads, you going to go ahead and set the price at 0. Okay? Make the it's like, this is the freebie, remember? Make it product free. Okay? So now this is what it is, but you do want to go ahead and actually set it with a certain time. So you can change your title, it's like consultation. You could go ahead and name it, it's like, I want to make sure I'm spelling it right. And then, it's like, and then your media, do you want to go ahead and keep that actual photo, or do you want to put your photo in there? Your availability. Okay. This is important because it's a 15-minute like introduction to them. Okay, do not do it more than 15 minutes. Make sure your time is valuable. Make sure it's on IPAs and not just seeing if the person really wants to go ahead and do it or not. Those 15 minutes now will lead you to go ahead and put them on calls or put them on school, especially the new everything that was just generated to us. This is where this is your discovery side. Okay, now your schedule. You can put your schedule. What's your availability in here? On Mondays, I'm only available from 9 to 10. So you put, 9 to or 6, or you can put 9 to 10, and then you can add, whatever time that you're available, you put in there. Let's say add. Perfect. And let's just say you want to add a lunch time in there too. You can put it in there as well. So you can create different time slots according to the dates, and you can also remove a date if you don't want to do this, okay? And you put the time zone where you're located. Obviously, I'm in Chicago. My time zone was perfect in there. So, and then that's, how people will go say it. So then you click next. And then now, do I want to put this on digital product? Yes, it is. List product. Boom. Now your product is available, ready to go in there. Now let's go back into digital products. New product. Okay, what do I want? Do I want a course? It's like the membership. Now these, remember, are available for you to add on, but you have to pay monthly for it. But if you want to stay to free, you know how we said it, the appointments, and invite them to an extra training. You want to keep the appointment. And then digital product. This is where you're going to upload. Next week, we're going to learn how to go ahead and create a free digital product and how to upload it in here. Okay. And now you can actually do a free one as well. Make this free, because people are going to want free guides for something. And we have plenty of it available on school that you can go ahead and describe and be able to upload from here. So all of this is going to live here. And now and then you're on the marketing, now you have the ability to go ahead and view, it's like you can go ahead and email all your leads, remember, because they're clicking your link, and now you're collecting their email. You can go ahead and tell them, hey, we have a new call coming up next week. Do you want to go ahead and be part of it? Contact me. You could go ahead and do a lot of this stuff in here. You can do that type of marketing in here as well. Your analytics, it will live here. It's like it will do an overview of your socials. How many times have you posted? It will do your analytics of your bio. How many people have clicked on it? How many people have shared your link, on your bio? It will also talk about if you want to create an actual full website. This is why when someone asks me, Jazz, what website do you recommend? Me personally, I work with Squarespace because it connects with Beacons, and now I have my full page with it. Okay, this is something later on that if you want to start paying, you can do that as well. And then now it also gives you analytics of your actual digital products. How many people have viewed it, how many people order it, what's the conversion rate. This is important for you to have and follow through. Same thing with your affiliate products, your UGC deals. It's like, where are you with everything? Okay. Your sales and payouts. Once you actually start getting more attraction and people really, really want to go ahead and follow you, and now your digital products are going too quick, then you can start selling, it's like products. You can start selling digital products. And we're going to talk about that next week because digital products are key right now. It's like, and we can also talk about your audience. How many audience do you have? The groups that you have, all of that, everything lives in here. This is one of the reasons why I love Beacons, because not only does this create a homepage for you, but it does create, it's like an ability to show who you are. Okay. So now it gives me an ability to preview how this looks. Oh, there we go. So if I was to open up your page right now, this is how it will look. Is this the way how I like it? Yes or no? If I really want to go ahead and move this from that area, I can easily go in here. I don't want this links. I want this links in the bottom, and I want my digital products all the way at the top. Perfect. Now I go in here, and now everything should be my digital product at the top, and I should also be collecting my emails in here. So you have the ability to do that on your Beacons, and that's one thing I love about it. Now let's talk about the CRM. Okay. CRM is your Notions. Okay. Many of you guys know I love Notion. Notion is where your follow-up system lives. Everything can be amazing to go ahead and make sure where you track your people, track your conversations, and stay organized. This is where a lot of the times when I have a one-on-one conversation, I already know the last time we talked about, and I know what to follow up with. And I also know where they're at with their leads. This is important. And I'll tell you this because all Fortune 500 companies use this. This is why they are where they at. Okay. And what are things that you need to track on? Okay. The platform, it's like me, it's not just about putting GFO in here. It's also the platform of where I connected with them. Did I connect with them through a referral? Did I connect with them with IG? Did I connect with them in school, at work? Where did they come from? Okay. Their interests, it's like, what is their goal? What is they're looking forward to do? Do they want to retire their family? Do they want to go ahead and pass generational wealth? It's like, what is their interest? They're looking into go ahead and create more crypto portfolio. This has to go ahead and go with what they're looking forward to go ahead and do. Do they want to open up businesses? What is it that they really want to do? And then the last message, it means, every time you're going to add into it, where is your last message? It's like, let's say, for example, I recently had a conversation with Claudia. Claudia, I was like, perfect. We have a deadline for May 18th. That's my last conversation with her. The conversation about May 18th deadline. Are we going to meet it in there? So that way, when I go back and have another conversation with Claudia, it's like, I already know what's the last thing we talked about. Because as the moment that you become a director, guess what? Can someone drop in the chat how many people how many students would you have under you as a director? Because this is going to help you so much. It's like if someone Anybody know how much it is for director? Yes, 500. So imagine you're not going to be able to have 500 students in your head. So this is going to be your life savior. And then obviously, what are the next steps? It's like, are they watching a boot camp? Are they watching an audio? Do they owe you? It's like notes. What is it where they're at in the next steps? Okay, so the reality is, and this is plain, plain, plain simple. If you have no follow-ups on any type of the business that you do, there will be no money. Regardless of whatever you do. If you open up a construction company, if you open up a front store, if you just do digital products, if you don't do no follow-ups, there will be no money. Okay? And that includes in here too. So this is a business conversation, not just necessarily on GFU. This is for me to help you grow because most people don't follow up, okay? And then they wonder why nothing converts. There's individuals that someone that asked me, Jess, why is this not happening? Well, when is the last time you talked to your last customer or the last prospect or the last person that you were looking to go ahead and buy? Well, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? And then they go back into their call logs or the text message. I think it was this day. And I'm like, you think or you know? And this is something that people fail a lot on. And it's important to understand it because right now, what we're going to go ahead and create before your action steps, we're going to go over Notions, okay? Notions, okay? Now you're going to click on it. You're going to get Notions free. Yes, it's free too. I'm not going to connect mine. I'm going to create a new one. Hopefully it will let me. Let's see. Connect, continue, enter verification code. Okay, this was sent to my email. Let me go into my email and open this up. And then we're going to create this. Drop a one in the chat if you already have your Notions. Or you already just signed up to it. I want to see where you guys are at with that. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Okay. See, I love it. Okay, if you haven't, this is where you're going to end up creating your Notion. I'm just opening my verification. It will allow me. It probably went into my junk mail. So I'm just going to end up, well, it's taking a little longer here. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And then Google, let me do this. Beautiful. And now we're going to do this together, okay? This is probably what you're going to see a lot of it. And if you notice, there's a lot of recent stuff in here that means was the last people, meet night shift. This is important. I love this because this is something that AI is creating with Notion. So if you guys we're going to talk a lot about AI on this Friday calls because this is everything. But if you notice, this actually talks about the last conversations, people that you had talked to as well. The last one was Zion. It's like perfect. I'm like Tiny, you're here. It's like Nikki's in here. With Tia and so forth. It's like everything that I had last conversation is lives in here. But we're gonna talk about how to go ahead and create a new one. All right. So you're gonna go all the way at the bottom. You're gonna go into Marketplace. In Marketplace, you're gonna go into where it says search and you put CRM. Okay. And now you're gonna go on the bottom where there's templates, and then you're gonna look for the free one. You're welcome to buy any of the other ones that doesn't say free. Some of them will probably pop up and say they're like maybe $5 or $10. If you want to splurge yourself with this, you're more than welcome to. I did. I think mine was like $2 or $3. But you can use any of these right here. And yes, you do have availability to go ahead and do CRM for UGC2 in here as well too. See, UGC Star CRM. You could go ahead and do a lot of this stuff. Everything that you want to go ahead and follow through, it will go ahead and live in here. Your planning. Look, this is a content planner for your UGC. It's like for your social medias in here, everything. So I'm going to put, again, client CRM and then click in here, and then at the bottom is all of it. I think I like how this one looks because it gives me more of where everything is, the CRM client tracker, it gives me everything. So I'm gonna look at, you can always click on it. You can preview how it looks. Do I really like this? Is this layout something that I wanna have? You know what? This looks good. It's like, or if you don't like it, then you go back to the previous one, go into the marketplace, click again, client, CRM, and then, it's like, then go into the previous one. Let's see this one, preview it. Do I like this? This is actually how your page will look. Look, it has a prospect, it has leads, it has a pipeline in there, it has the projects, it has tasks, team members. It's like you can do this as much as you want to. This actual layout is if you're very green, this will go ahead and be amazing, okay? But let's go into this one, okay? I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna click add, and now it says we will let you know when it's ready. In your workplace, it looks like it's already done. I already saw it. Is it this one? Yep, perfect. So now I can always put CRM and I'm gonna put Fire Society. Or you can put your name of your company. You can put whatever you want on it. It's like you're going, this is where your clients pretty much live. Now, active clients. Now, because I'm giving you an example of what's happening with GFU here. It's like you can go ahead and create this right here. You can double it as well, duplicate. Perfect. And now, why do I have two in here? Because as you know, within GFU, guess what? Let me actually hide this. With GFU, you have two legs, right? So I don't want the person that I talk to, let's say in one leg, be also in the other leg. Because now you want to make sure that, if one leg is not generating, you want to know why and where it was left off. And then if the other one's generating, why is it generating and why is it not? So this helps me stay active. Okay. So now you could go ahead and change go into this person's page. And now you put Ethan, Ethan Grant. Okay, Ethan, he's close, he's ready to get started. You could actually change it. It's like, where they at with it. It's like, what do you mean to legs? Oh, in Jifu, when you're generating your residual part in your affiliate links, when you start creating a team, it has two structures, and then it creates legs through it. And then it's like that will be an actual back office training for you, Julia. And I think next Tuesday we're gonna have that, so that way it gives you more of a backstory of how to go through your back office, what are the two legs, and how to structure it once you start growing your team. So this is exactly what I do in the timeline, with it started, in progress, task name, where we add with everything, it's like, let's say, for example, in progress, okay, they're creating a social media calendar, and they it's like, and let's just say they're also have prospects loading for Saturday call. Okay, perfect. It's like, and then you can sign in here. When he has a different name, that means they're probably under, let's say Sergio is in one of your legs. Perfect. Ethan is under Sergio. Perfect. It's like, where that person is under. Let's just say, for example, this could be Tiny. It's like under Tiny is Ethan. Ethan, perfect. When is the deadline? That they're gonna give the task. You put it in here. High priority. You can do it, what they have already completed. You can do a lot of the stuff in here that gets you into an organization, into detail of what you want. You can customize this, what helps you. Okay. Now, when I'm done with Ethan and stuff like that, perfect. Now I go back into my client base. And then look, I have all of this, my client list where I need to get back to, who I need to update. So now we go back to the homepage. And then now you client acquisitions, is like people who actually already have asked you to go ahead and for a call. Remember, from Beacons, you created a lead, and from there now they're like, hey, I'm ready to go ahead and start with school. Perfect. Now we go into lead. You created a new way in here. You're negotiating. Negotiating is part of a business name. In here, you can put lead, and then you can change it to follow up. This means, it's like they need, it's like, where are they located, like in the moment of your business. Okay. So you can always do that, so that way who you have your follow-ups with. Like, let's say, for example, with Cheyenne, I have a one-on-one with her today. This is where it will be in here. So that way I know I have a conversation with her coming up today, so that way where they're at. Same thing now goes in the bottom, where are the tasks, where, it's like, this is where everything is, who completed it. If you guys are under the director's chat, that Tia has, a lot of the progress that everyone's doing in the task, they go and live here. It's like the Claudia completed her task, the Jessica completed her task, the David completed her task, it's like all of that lives in here. It's like, and then you can add more stuff in here. It's like, as you grow, and like, look, you can add the plus sign, and then, you could create the name of it if you want to. You can also click in here to, what do you want to turn this into to-do list, a bullet list, a number list. You can go ahead and customize this as however you want. This could go ahead and be another page. It leads to another page. It could be another table. It's like link to page. This could go ahead and be your Beacons page as well in here. You can put images in here, your videos. You can add all the books that you read already so far. That's something that it's important. Where are you in your personal development list? Let's just say you read GoPro, right? And then the next one, you're like, first year in marketing. Perfect. It's like, um, you could go ahead and do all of that, everything that you read in here, spiritually too, your Bible studies, everything that you want to keep organized and live in one place, you can, so that way where you left off. This is important. It's like, I'd love for you guys to go ahead and be like, oh my God, Jess, it's like, I don't know where to start. Well, it starts with a template. And as you go into your template, now you start building it, and you start adding. You start adding, customize it per person. It's like, and now where they at. You can even add, in here a task, who on your team went to what event. It's like included in there, so where it is. I went into on the marketplace. I click client CRM. And I believe it was one of these. Oh, here it is. This one right here. So you can create whatever you like from any of these. It's like, you want more, you can click load more. There's a plenty different type. Look, this is actually cute too. This one's $15 if you want to invest on that one. This is probably me knowing myself, I would do that. But I understand everyone's budget's different. It's like you could go ahead and change it. The beautiful part about it is you can always preview it so that way you can see if it's for you before you actually purchase it. See, some of them are like $40, and I'm sure, if they're $40, it's because they're more detailed on some other stuff in there. So understand, it's like you want to if you have to pay for it, preview it, see if it's something that is for you, that it speaks to you, that this is where I know everything will be followed through. I know where, the following, if Shay, let's say for example, I have Shay's conversation, I know exactly where she is. I know exactly where she is on her journey. It's like that way when I speak to her, I already open her profile and I know where she needs more help with or more understanding or where, it's like I can help her on other stuff or she can help me, more than anything because all of you guys are valuable. One of the biggest things that I learned, the last year, this year alone, is that no one is more special than the other. No one's more important than the other. We all work together. It's like, and it's like your skills are as important as my skills. As in together, we work better than just one. It's like individually, and that's the biggest thing in here. And this is what Notion has helped me so much to understand where everyone is and where they can help me moving forward. It's like, and I'm not just putting anything in anyone on the spot, but it's reality. If I need help on a student that needs more important information as far as trading, who am I going to connect them with? Zion or with Samaya, right? Or with Ross. It's like those are individual. If I have someone that needs more help with, personal development, who am I going to talk? Ron, it's like, and I'm just saying this as leaders, but let's just say there's students, someone who has an amazing personality, always dancing, who am I going to talk to? Trey, it's like, can you help me, lift somebody up, someone who's always asking amazing questions. I could go ahead and put in there, you Claudia, Julia, Tiny, it's like you guys will be able to leverage and you can always put this on the notes here. And that's one beautiful part about what Notions could go ahead and do for you. All right. Now, your action steps. I'm going to give you guys a worksheet so that way you guys can follow through with your marketing worksheet. As always, we're going to go ahead and make sure you create your Beacons page. Make sure you do it over the weekend. We have plenty of time over the weekend. Write your free offer idea. Do you want to go ahead and offer how to, 3 steps to get organized, 3 steps to start trading, 3 steps, like the simplest things that you could go ahead and come up with. You can use ChatGPT of what, it's like, can you help me write a free offer idea so that way I know what to go ahead and create. And then set up your CRM with Notions. It's important. If you just have Notions and you don't have it using it and it's not using daily, it's because it's not creating any money. Until you start actually using it, then you're going to start seeing money generated for you. And my goal is for you guys to go ahead and actually start getting your residuals every Friday. And then also for your digital products and everything you do digitally, your UGC deals come into life because of this. So let me actually open that Beacons. There we go. Share, and I'm gonna make sure that I do it with anyone in here. Done. And then I'm gonna drop it in here. Make sure it open up. So that way you guys have it on the chat. Oh no, that's not the one. Let me click again, share, copy link. Here we go. And then now you guys have the Google Sheet on the chat. And then, it pretty much goes over your clarity. What do I help people with? It just gives you more of how do you construct everything? It's like your headline, how do you want it to work? What's your main action? Obviously, your main action is being already given to you guys by the blueprint that was given to us from the call that we had with Jay Awal on Tuesday. It's like he gave us an amazing tool. It's like your free offer. It's like, what is your free value idea? School is going to go ahead and create it in there. You can create a little Canva and then talk about, hey, school helped me create the following leads. Okay, that's exactly what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm giving you a freebie. That freebie is going to have clickable links that's going to lead them into the school system that we have here. And now that's going to create a generator for my leads. They're going to see the community. They're going to see the value. And guess what? They're going to add up into my back office. Okay. Now your CRM, first 5 people I will add. Who are you going to add in there? It's like, make sure you have at least 5 people when you're creating this. This includes your mentors, not just the people that you brought into the business, your mentors too. Because you want to know where you left off when you last had a conversation with, let's say if you had a conversation with Nano, what was the last thing you and Nano talked about? What's the last thing that who and who talked about? It's like many of you guys, and this is full disclosure, maybe you guys don't know who my uplines are. My uplines is, first is Alex, then it goes into Jacob, then it goes into Zion, then it goes into Tia, then it goes into Nano, and then it goes, Tia, then goes into Drillin goes into Nano, and then Nano goes into J.A.W.A.L. Now, understand that I need to have, where I left them. When's the last time I had a conversation with each of them? And let's say, for example, if I have not had spoken to Alex or Jacob in a long time, guess what? It's on me, because I was like, why is it that I haven't spoken to them in the last 2 months or 3 months or 2 weeks or 3 days or whatever it is, And then why is it that I have more conversation with them? This literally CRM is going to go ahead and be an eye opener where you're at with each person in your business, whether it's upline and downline, no matter who it is. And even if you're not building the business and your mentor already blessed you with people underneath you, this is amazing, because this is where you can start and you can start helping them. And now you can start creating your business. This is exactly what a lot of Fortune 500 companies do. They want to make sure that they are leading to the right way. And speaking of that, I do have an amazing call. Obviously, today I'm going to be doing Fortune Fridays as well for you guys. So for those who want to go ahead and talk about the wealth triangle, I'm going to dive into it, and I'm going to go ahead and give more details on it. But we also have this amazing call tomorrow. Drop a 2 if you already have a list of people that you're already inviting to this call. Because if not, this is what's going to be your task for tonight. Make sure you follow with everyone, get them into the next chapter. Everyone on this call should be in this call. There is no one left behind. We do this together, and I'll look forward to you, because I know we cut it off right on time of a lunch hour. And then I'll see you guys next Friday to make sure we go into Canva, dive in a little bit more how to create those freebies and those digital products, and then how to create content on it as well. So if you guys have any additional questions that were not answered in here, message me on Telegram or message me on IG. You probably get me faster on IG, because on Telegram, literally I have over 1,000 group messages. So I want to make sure that I do not miss your message. So if you want to message me on Instagram, you're more than welcome to. That way I can follow up with you and answer your questions or help you whatever you guys need. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next call. Look forward to seeing you guys. Bye.
When the world's shaking from all of the pressure, come rain or shine, I'm covered through whatever weather. You are my refuge from now till forever. You've been so good to me.